And education is now finally sexy. There's a funny comment someone once said that if you had a time machine 250 years ago and came to today, the only thing you'd recognize is education. Meaning it hasn't changed much. But now we're in the middle of change. One such example, and a lot of you guys, how many of you guys are familiar with Connectivate.org? Okay, so most of you are familiar with that. Just started with Saul Kahn, because he had a couple cousins that didn't really understand math, said, hey, can you help us tutor on math? And he said, sure, and so he tutored them, but then occasionally he was on the road, so he had to do it, instead of post it on YouTube. And then in a couple days, there's hundreds of thousands of views of what he posted for his cousins. And then Bill Gates gave a grant to that foundation. Now Connectivate.org is born. But we're seeing it across the board in terms of like Stanford and MIT posting all of their material online. So really a form of open education. And then another thing that really excites me that's not talked enough about is, as an author, these ebooks that come out are really important for students. Because obviously, when I went to school, I'd kind of walk into the used bookstore and have my fingers crossed that the used book I was buying was read by someone really smart. And that the highlights are really helpful, and there's great notes in there. But now we can see with tools like the Nook, the Kindle, the iPad, when people highlight stuff, we can actually see those highlights. They're stored centrally on a server at Amazon. So me as an author can go in, when I'm revising a book, can see, okay, this is where people really like the book, or where they get hung up. But more importantly, as a student, in the future you'll be able to access, I want all the notes from all the 4.0 or A+ students that went to this college or university. Heck, I want them for the whole country and then the whole world. And so to me, it's really fascinating for this generation. It's going to be so smart, hopefully, because they have so much access to these tools like never before. And I've got a 22-month-old daughter, and she already knows how to use my iPad and iPhone. And that's why you see schools buying 45,000 iPads at once out in California. So to me, that's the most exciting thing. We're kind of at the beginning of this change within education. And we'll be fascinated to see how it transpires in the next couple of years.